appreciate it. We're so thankful, Lord. And thankful for all you've done for us. And we ask you now, Lord, to be with us today as we try to worship you, Lord, and teach about you, Lord, and have the messages you have sent for us, Lord, and the songs, Lord, and the praise, Lord. Just help us, Lord, to worship you as God and give you the proper honor and glory, Lord, just from everything we got from our heart, Lord. Now we ask you to be with our brothers and sisters and the saints and those around the world, Lord, in different places, Lord. Just draw them close. Show them your love, Lord. Comfort them, Lord. And souls that need saved, Lord, we just ask you to let them see you, Lord, and show them that your love and mercy and that you're there for them, Lord, and you want them to be yours too, Lord. And help us to do our part, Lord, to win souls to thee. Thank you for all you do for us. In Jesus' name we ask it. Amen. So we've been looking for a couple weeks at how to worship God as God, and because we're still studying about who God is. And we're moving on from that to another piece of who God is. But, so as we mentioned a little bit last week and how the devil works, and just a minute ago, his whole thing is to take away our hope. Come on, that is his thing. He doesn't have to get you involved in anything. People, we grow up, and especially if you grow up in church, you don't always see as much of how the devil's working in the world as people who didn't grow up here. They grew up out in it. They seen how bad it really is. He doesn't have to get you involved in some great deep sins, some addictions, or some really bad perversions, whatever. He doesn't have to get you involved in any of that to get you. What he's got to do is take away your hope. Because if you get your hope taken away, where are you going to go? How are you going to get salvation? He's already got you. You may not have been involved in anything. He's already got you at that point. Because if you can't find a way to get back to him and get hope again, can't get back to God, he didn't even need you involved in anything else. And I honestly believe that in a lot of cases, he'd just as soon you still believed in God, or think you did, and don't have no faith in him, have no hope. You can't win nobody else, and you're not helping God's cause. You're getting in the way. You're interfering. Instead of winning souls to God, you're discouraging them from ever coming to him, because they're looking at you saying, well, that ain't no good. That ain't working. They ain't got no hope. What's the point? And it's already blocked them out, and you're supposed to be one of the ones. I believe that's part of what the devil wants. Sure, he'll have them in deep sin if they'll go there, but he doesn't need that. All he's looking for is to keep you out of heaven. That is all he cares about, whatever path it takes to get there. So you look at what he's been doing, and like I said, we mentioned this last week, and you look at everything that's happening with the media and in the world and world events and society, social events and civil events, and you pick one, it doesn't really matter. There's stuff, it keeps people's minds busy constantly. And it etches up and it adds up and it builds up. And it's just constantly a pressure there that just adds to and adds to and adds to. And what do they see? No hope. How's it ever going to get better? If you don't have God as a strong base right there, you really don't see any way things can ever improve. You don't see how do we get past this and go on to this? And then you start getting into people getting in their mind, well, we're one of the worst times in history. We're not even close. I've read about some of the worst times in history. They would look back on this with fond remembrance. This is bad, they're worse. There's times in history that were much, much worse than what we're seeing. And guess what? God brought people through it. People were still able to live. People were still able to get saved. He brought them through it. But while they were going through it, they were feeling hopeless. While they were dealing with it, they weren't seeing a light over the horizon. They weren't feeling that. As Big Brother Matt's told me many times, this is not on emotions. There's some feeling in it, but you can't base it on emotions. You've got to settle it deeper than emotions. No matter how I feel, I'm still living for you, Lord. No matter what I'm going through, no matter what I'm being pressed with, I'm still going for you. I really, 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 really don't feel it. I'm living for you, just like Job. I'm not backing off. I don't have any idea where you're at, but I know you're there. But when we look at these things, the devil tries to keep our eyes off of God. Why? Because God's victory. When we talk about who God is, He is victory. Come on. He is strength. He is power. That's just who He is. It's not that He won't lose. He can't. He can't fail. He never fails. We've talked about some of the instances in the Scriptures. He's never late. Oh, the devil fights back. The devil never gives up. And he might cause little hiccups and delays here and there, but God's plan always comes through. Always. And it always works just like He intended it to. When we have the Scriptures, I know the thoughts I have for you. And we have another one. My message went forth. It will do exactly what I intended it to do. You may never see it in your lifetime. You may never feel it. It will do exactly what He intended it to do. If He got a message of hope out and you're looking around, I don't see anybody who needs it or is getting it. Somebody got it. Might not even been in our time. Might have been something they told to their grandkids. He preached this once. They got hope. We get too caught up in our time. We get too caught up in what we are, where we are right this minute. That's not how God works. It's not how He lives. But He has victory for us. God has His children have a completely different outlook and different perspective than the world has. Because they're looking at it and they're looking right at the problems. They're looking at how bad it is, how bad it can be, and how it's never going to get out of there. God's people are looking at it different. Well, we're looking at it through a whole different set of lenses. We're looking at it through the Father. Well, yeah, but God. But God. Yeah, God. Man can't do nothing with it. God can fix this. He's fixed a lot of things in the past. Things that were absolutely hopeless. He's had many, 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 many cases where there was a horrid, evil, sinful leader or government. And they couldn't be changed and fixed. He didn't. He just killed them. Guess what? You got a new one. He can fix things we can't fix in ways we can't do it. We got to look at it through His eyes. His eyes aren't constrained with the things we're constrained with. If you remember in Christ's time, I believe if I got it right, one of the Herods didn't handle Christ properly. Care of it. Gave Christ problems. It wasn't a problem for the apostles. And I read about that. They said that the best they can tell from historical writings, because the Romans have a lot of histories. They actually documented stuff. They figure that he was just instantly full of one of those super aggressive cancers and just ate him up from the inside. He was just like dissolved. When he died, he was literally coming apart. That's why they called it eaten up of worms. He was just, hey, you don't fight against God. There's nothing, there is no winning. When He says, I'll deal with it, He'll deal with it. We have no reason in this world to get our eyes on what the world's looking at. What did Christ give us? A Sermon on the Mount. What did He give us? What are some things He told us to do? If we focus on what He told us, where's our focus going to be? We're going to be on love. We're going to be focusing on mercy. We're going to be focusing on forgiveness. We're going to be focusing on peacemaking. Come on, we're going to be focusing on things the world can't even think about because they're too busy tied up with everything else. We're going to be focusing on a lot of these things. Restoration. Our bigger concern isn't going to be the things of this world and whether some protests cause. There's souls out there on that street. And a lot of those souls don't even know anything about Christ. They're caught up in something. Is there a way anybody can witness to them at any point? Out there in the middle of their protest is probably not the time and the place. They're caught up in a lot of noise. Their mind's busy. But is there a way after this, God, that we can get out there, we can talk to somebody? You can put us in a place where we can witness to them. They can see that there is a God and that there's something better and different than what they're doing. That's not how the world's thinking about it. They're just getting caught up in what's going on. God's people should be caught up in a higher plan. Come on, we should be looking for victory. We should be looking for a way to defeat the enemy. Because to defeat, come on, if we defeat the enemy, we win a victory. We win a battle or conquest over someone or something in a fight, a war, a competition, something where you have an aggressor who's coming back after you. And you win that individual turmoil, whatever it was. You win that one. That's a defeat. You defeated them. If you're on the wrong side of that, you got defeated. God don't get defeated. I think part of our problem, and I've seen this with some denominations of call themselves Christianity, people are looking for some kind of a magic cure. They want a victory that is God waved a magic wand, boom, no more trials, troubles, no more temptations, no more battles. It don't work that way. God never promised you that. But that's what they're looking for. And because they don't have that, they get defeated easily. We want to learn today that part of what we're doing is we're going to learn victory is the path to becoming an overcomer. Overcomer is constant victory. Come on, when you're overcoming, you're having victory after victory after victory after victory after victory. Why do you have all them victories? You had a lot of battles. You had a lot of battles. But you win each one at a time. You keep it small just like it is. You let God deal with it. Now he's dealing with that one. Then we come to the next one because the devil's out there. It's going to happen. He has never given up yet. The devil wants us to be defeated. He wants every decision we make, every trial we run into, every problem we have, every conflict we have, every disagreement we have. Come on. We're humans. Everything we run into, he wants to turn it into a way to find a way to defeat you, make it a defeat. Because his goal is just the opposite. The more defeats he can tack on you, over time, he beats your faith right down into the ground. And then you can't see victory. You can't see how to get there. He'll just beat you right down into it. And if I can get a little defeat here, and a little one here, and a little one here, and a little one here, pretty soon you start getting in where you're defeated all the time. You're not like, I got to get right back up and go. I let this get me down, but Lord help me, I don't want to do that again. He doesn't want us to get back up on our feet and go. What did Paul tell us? He said, we have an advocate with the Father. We don't want to live in sin. No, absolutely not. But if we get caught by the sin that does easily beset us, it's after us all the time, we've got an advocate, go right back here and get up and go. If something happens, get up and go. Don't sit there. Don't just waller around in it and stay there. Get up and go. Because you can have constant victory, you can have constant defeat. And I promise you, the devil's not going to quit. He wants us to quit. He's never going to quit. So you're going to have the things. And he'll take when you look back across your life, pick out 3 or 4 or 5 problems that you thought were big at the time. But when you look back on them after you got through them, how big were they then? It's like, well, that wasn't so bad. But at the time, you thought it was the end of the world. At the time, you were really having struggle with it. The devil ramps it up in our mind. He'll take a little disagreement between family, between friends, whatever, and he'll turn it in your mind into a situation where, man, you just don't, we may never be able to get along again. And he'll turn it into where it's so hard for anybody to just go back and say, hey, I'm sorry, I don't want to have this between us. Let's just go on. Doesn't matter who is right or wrong. Let's just go on. Let's get this cleared up. Love's still bigger than the disagreement. True. Come on, for a lot of the world, it didn't. They can't get there. We've been raised and we've seen things. God's blessed us to understand that, but a lot of the world has never seen it. So when you can live in a life that's got victory, you can live where you're winning these battles. This is something they're not used to seeing. Come on, we're supposed to take the gospel to the world. What do you think the gospel really, really is? It's not just getting out the Bible and preaching to people. Take your testimony to them. What God did for you. How he is actively now working for you in your life. Nobody can argue that. It's real. You can talk a lot more excited about something that's really real in your life. Something you know. You were there. You were part of it. And they can't deny it. It wasn't just something from a book. Not against the Bible. It's there. It's our instruction. It's our map. We need to be able to use that and talk to them and back it up. But we got to have something real, current, present day, right in our life that's working, that we can tell them, that we can explain to them. Hey, this is what's happening. I dealt with this the other day, but I took it to the Lord and said, hey, how do you want me to deal with this? We got a problem. How do we fix it? This is what he had me to do. And you know what? He fixed it. Oh. What do they got? A 12-step program? I took a bunch of courses in college with a psychologist who had to actually run 12-step programs. And he would work. All they do is reinforce in your mind what to do. But they don't cure you. They can't fix you. All they can do is reinforce in your mind and get you in a certain direction. But that's why you got to keep going back to their steps. You got to continue going to them because you'll get away from it and then it just doesn't help you no more. We got one. We can go to a one-step program. We go, we give it to him. We leave it with him. He's got it. He takes care of it. We don't have to keep going back to the same and over and over and over. We don't have to keep going back to the same battle, whatever it is, over and over and over. Not that you won't have battles, but it doesn't have to be the exact same thing constantly all your life, and you can never get past it. Victory is an act of defeat. It's an act of success, triumph over some enemy or some opponent. Victory, in today's vernacular, is to win. But victory doesn't mean your life won't have trials. It's not a life without trials. That's not what it means. How can you have victory if you don't have the battles? What are you going to win over? What are you going to defeat? How can you be an overcomer if you have no battles? If you can't have all these victories, you never overcome anything. You've never learned to do this. If you don't have these, where's your testimony? Come on, what are you going to tell the world? Well, I got saved and I just had a happy, fluffy life for the rest of my life. Well, come on, that's what they'd have you to believe. God doesn't hold it. He doesn't count any sin against you. Everything's okay. Just tell him you're sorry and it's fine. No matter what you want to do, just live how you want. That's what they'd have you to believe. It doesn't work that way. You look at the periods in time when the most people were being won to God. And who was winning them? People who were under the most persecution. Come on. Look at it and read it and study it. The people who were going through the hardest times when the martyrs were happening in different periods of time. That wasn't just a one-time thing. It happened in multiple periods of time throughout history. Christians were being martyred, and when that was happening, lots of people were being saved. Why? They were seeing how these guys, what they were going through and how they were doing it, and their testimony. The people who were going through it and having the problems, they're the ones who were able to win people to the Lord. So they can say, hey, victory, victory. Hey, there's still victory out there. No matter what's happening, there's still victory. Periods of time whenever everything seemed to be relative peace in any country, in any civilization, and there wasn't a whole lot going on of anything, whether internal, civil, social, wars, whatever. You look at them, not a whole lot of people were getting saved either. People got comfortable. People got lazy. It just wasn't happening. God knows what he's doing. He knows how it works. He knows humans. He made them. Matthew 5, 43 through 45. You've heard it, that it hath been said, thou shalt love thy neighbor and hate thine enemy. I say unto you, love your enemies. Bless them that curse you. Do good to them that hate you. Pray for them which despitefully use you and persecute you, that you may be children of your Father which is in heaven. For he maketh the sun to rise on the evil and on the good. And he sendeth the rain on the just and on the unjust. Or in a dadism, life happens to everybody. Everybody doesn't get all the good stuff. Everybody doesn't get all the bad stuff. Only the saved don't get good stuff. Only the evil or sinful don't get just the bad stuff. Life happens to everybody. And God expects us to deal with it. He expects us to handle it. He expects us to learn how. Because how we're supposed to is to take it to him. Let him lead it. We'll have to go through it. He's not going to take us out of it. Christ even prayed that he wouldn't take us out of it. He's going to take us through it. He can still give us victory. We can go through this, and they can be over here going through the same thing, and they're seeing that you're going through it with victory. They're going through it and having a miserable time. Not able to, you're going through whatever the problem is, you're having victory. Well, my car's broke down, my this happened, my that happened, my that, but I'm still happy and cheerful and thankful. Why? Well, I got food on my table. I'm still able to eat. Yeah, this, and this, and this, and this. But God, he's still done this, and this, and this. He's taking care of this. And while you're caught up in what you can't see what God's doing, I'm seeing only what God's doing. The rest of it he'll have to deal with. Ain't much I can do about it. I'll do what I can. I'll do my due diligence. I won't slack off and get lazy. I'll do my work. But God's still the one who's going to have to put it in place. And until then, I'm leaving it with God. Well, I got victory. He's got this. God's in control. Well, Christ was trying to let us know, God didn't say, you be my child and I'll take all your battles away. You won't have no battles. You won't go through any troubles, no trials, no hard times. He didn't say that. It'll rain on the just, it'll rain on the unjust. John, 1 John 5 and 4. For whatsoever is born of God overcometh the world. And this is the victory that overcometh the world, even our faith. And what we say, when we start going through things, we have all these trials, we have temptations. See, nobody wants to talk about temptations. They act like the temptation itself is a sin. It's just the devil bringing something to your mind, trying to get you to go. Victory over temptation is a victory. And unless you're not human, it's probably almost daily. Sometimes many times a day. And every time we go through it, if we let God help us and we go through and we get victory, we get a little bit more faith. And we get a little bit more faith. And we get a little bit more faith. Just a little bit more faith. Oh, not great big leaps and bounds, just a little bit, a little bit, a little bit. When a bigger problem comes, well, I think I can deal with that. A little bit more faith. This is the victory that overcometh the world. Our faith. He helps us to get to the point where when we need it, we're ready. Have you ever noticed, if you look back across time, before you had a really big trial, a really big problem, a big battle in your life, if you look back, most of the time you'll see where before that, there was a whole bunch of little battles. God was getting you ready. There was a whole bunch of little things he was doing that could help build your faith up so that whenever this comes, you're ready to go. You're ready to go. And you look back over your life and see, you'll see a lot of times that's how it worked. And most of the time, we're not even paying attention. We're really not paying attention to what's going on. But that big thing comes and we're like, oh, well, God helped me through that, but wow. Yeah, but how wow would it have been if you hadn't just got a little bit of exercise beforehand? We hate that exercise. We're human. We really don't like having to exercise it, having to take a stand, having to do this or that or whatever. But God knows what he's doing. He's getting us ready. Why? Because the overcomers are the ones who can win the world. They're the ones who can get out there and get souls saved. They ain't going to come talk to defeated people. A defeated person just, why do I want to be like you? What do you got that I want? You look miserable. You act miserable. You sound miserable. Why do I want that? That's not what they want. Oh, you're not going to be happy and bouncy and all excited all the time, but that's not what victory is. Victory is you're not defeated. You're not beaten. You're still, no matter what it is, you're still going on. God's still number one. He didn't change from number one because I have a car or I don't have a car. He didn't change from number one because I have or don't have whatever it is. That didn't change it. He didn't change the fact that because you went through this and you went through this and you went through this, well, you're just tired of God. No, you went through this and you went through this and you went through this, and he helped you through all of them. You've overcome. You've got to where you expect God to do it. You count on him to do it. It's easier now to have faith in God than it was 2 months ago. Why? Well, he just did all this stuff. So this happened. It'll be rough, but he's got it. He'll get it. Oh, we'll have to get down and pray and get before him. Come on, we'll have to recommit. That's another thing that I was looking at when I was studying about victory. What it takes to get there. It's like we get this idea that, well, I told God I wanted to live for him, and that's it. If we want victory, we're going to be recommitting to God regularly. Why? It's for us, not for him. He don't need it. It's for us to reset our mind. Yep, I give it all to God. Yep, I'm not changing away. I'm not backing off. I'm telling myself I'm not quitting. So yeah, the fact that you need to recommit, that's not a failure. That's a success. You're doing it. Again, you've recognized again and again. I've recognized I need him. That's the choice. I'm just making that choice again and again and again. And when the time comes that it's a really hard choice, it's a little easier to make that choice because I've already made it a bunch of times here. I've recommitted and recommitted to God. No. That's for me and my house. Come on. Moses said, who will serve the Lord? And in his time, he just called them out. Just line up right there. Now, this minute, who will serve the Lord? Right there. That's what God wants from our heart. He said, hey, who will serve me? Step up. We recommit. Every time he asks, hey, who's on my side? Okay, I'm here, Lord. What do you want? So we said all those little battles, they add up. And if we're serving God and we let him go, don't get it in your mind that you're not human. You will be the rare case, quite possibly the only human on earth, if you never, ever get defeated once in a while. We're humans. We have a self, and it's pretty strong. Come on, it's probably the strongest thing we know. It really likes to have its way, and it really likes to get in the way. But that is no reason to stop. That's no reason to quit. If that gets in the way, we just turn it right back over to God. Like I said, we just recommit. Lord, I got in my way. I'm sorry. Now I want to go on. Why? I don't want this thing to defeat me. I want to defeat it. Because I know that if I keep defeating it and keep defeating it and keep defeating it, I won't be an overcomer. And your scripture says to be an overcomer. And that's what I want to do. I want to be an overcomer. I want to go on where I can be dependable and I can go knowing that when I deal with something, God's right there because he's always got this. He's got victory for me. Defeat suggests beating or frustrating an enemy or an opponent on a one-time deal. Conquering says you finally got control over it and they can't battle you no more. That's what we're striving for. God conquers. He doesn't just defeat. When he's done, they can't fight back. The devil can't beat him. He can't fight back. There's nothing to fight back against. Why? He is God. And if he's the power that we're living through, if he's the one who's given us our power, if he's the one who's fighting our battles for us, why can't we live to be conquerors? Not just win a battle here or there. Not just have a victory here or there. Why can't we be more than that? Why can't we be overcomers and be conquerors? Well, we can live above this sin. Oh, it'll still battle us. It'll still give us fits. We don't have to submit to it. It's still going to be a manual effort. It's still going to be a physical effort. Sometimes it's going to be a very hard effort, but we can overcome it. We can be conquerors. We can be more than conquerors. Why? We've got him. We've got him, and we know if we really place it all in his hand, there ain't nothing that devil can do. He can't take us out of God's hand. Come on, he can't take us back. John 16:33, Christ talking to the disciples. He's getting close to time to go. He's going to be leaving them and not coming back. And he tells them, these things have I spoken to you that you may have peace. In the world, you might have tribulation. No. In the world, you shall. It's going to happen. You shall have tribulation. Come on, you're going to have trials. You're going to have trouble. You're going to have battles. You're going to have persecution. You're going to have things happen. You're going to have struggles. You shall have tribulation, but be of good cheer. I've overcome the world. I'm your leader. I'm your intercessor with the Father. I'm the one you can go to the Father and say, hey, he said to tell you you'd help me. I'm supposed to ask you in his name. He said you'd help me. He said, I've already beat it. I defeated it. Come on, we're going to battle with the one on our side who cannot lose. He's already won. The only way we can lose is to let go of him and step away. That's the only way we can get there. Romans 8, 31 through 39. Somebody want to read that for me? If God's for you. Come on, the devil's going to try to get you to forget this. He's going to push this as far out of your mind as he can. He'll fill your mind with all the things happening. Whatever your problem is, whatever the concern is, whatever it is that bothers you at the moment, he's going to fill your mind completely. Why? If God's for you, who can be against you? Who can beat him? And as he went through his big long list, I'm convinced there is nothing that can separate me from God. I'm the only one who can. I'm the only one who can let go and walk away. But as long as I keep my hand in his, I can have victory. I can defeat the enemy. Not only that, I can conquer whatever that problem is. We can take it to the point, it can't defeat me as long as I keep my hand right there. Why? I've trusted God to the point that I know he's got this. Oh, there'll be something else that'll come up and try to come after me. Believe me, it'll be there. But you ask people who've been delivered from something, how many of them, when they keep their heart and mind on God, that thing they were delivered of, how many of them can the devil come back and just force it right back in their life? He can't. He can't force it back on you. People who've been delivered from drugs, people who've been delivered from alcohol, been delivered from, pick one, doesn't matter, it's a long list. God, the devil cannot force that back on you. You can defeat that. You do it one day at a time. Maybe 1 hour at a time. But he can't force it back on you as long as your hand's in God and you don't let go. You can become a conqueror. You can have victory. You can get to a point that whenever somebody comes to you and says, hey, didn't you used to? Yeah, but God delivered me from that. Delivered means I don't do it no more. Not I don't have to. I don't do it no more. God delivered me. He helped me so that I don't do it. And I can honestly say, I don't even want to do it. Oh, my flesh might think it would enjoy it, but I don't want to do it. And I know the devil has really battled a lot. He'll try to make you think what things are. He'll try to make you think things are a defeat, whether they are or not. He'll try to make you think that well, I got you. And one of them, especially as you get older, he's going to start having you look at death as a defeat. Come on, that's just fact of life. He's going to start having you, well, I got you finally. It's over. No, it ain't over. Paul told him, you're just stepping from one door to another. The only sting of death, the only pain of death is if you know you're in sin. And you know when you go across that threshold, you are not going to the Father forever. That's the defeat of death. But when you know, Lord, I've done everything. I've had victory. You've helped me overcome. You can go through death with victory. Oh, you'll pass on, but you're going to a better life. You're going to a higher plane. You're going to be with the Father. You won. The way I described it to people, we've seen at least 3 different sisters in our congregation who've gone through some things, and then they passed on and went over to the Lord. And they went through it. It wasn't easy and it wasn't short. And when they went through and it was their time was finally here and they got to go, it was victory. Oh yeah, the family misses them, they're gone. But I told them, I said, when Mama passed, I'll be honest, I know exactly how I felt, even at her funeral. To me, it felt like when you graduate from college or high school, she made it. All her life, this is what she struggled for. This is what she was working for. She made it. She never gave in. She never quit. She never failed it. She made it. You're sad to miss her. But man, she made it. Well, death, where's your sting? The only power death has on you is the fact that if you ain't ready, you ain't going to make it. But if you're ready to go, you can have victory even in death. You can tell your loved ones, hey, my time's come. Joshua told them, Moses told them, different ones, they'd set them down, tell them, my time's come, but you go on for the Lord. Don't you give up, because I'm about to go see the Lord. I'm about to go to the Father. I don't want to come back. When I finally get there, I don't want to come back. Love you all, but yeah, no, I don't want to be back here again. If I can get to Him, I'm staying. We can have victory. God is victory. You want to know who God is? He's not a defeat. He's not going to let you lose. He's not going to get you down. If it's going to happen, it's because you let go and you stepped away. But as long as you hang on tight, you get your hand in His hand, you keep it there. You climb right up in there and get in His palm. Just stay right there. Nobody can take you out. You can go through whatever you have to go through. Life will still happen. It will still rain on the just and the unjust. Life will happen. The difference is you got God. And you know no matter what happens, I'm in the palm of His hand. The wind can blow, the storms can happen, the hail can come. I'm still in the palm of His hand. Like Brother Mike's song, ain't nothing happening that God didn't let. Nothing He didn't allow, it ain't happening. Nothing can touch me if God doesn't let it. He's got me. He's going to protect me. He's going to take care of me. I can have victory. I can overcome. And you go out there in the world and you talk to people with a testimony of overcoming. Now you can win souls. That's our job anyway. Our job is not to win at baseball. It's not to be the best at whatever sport it is. It's not to make the most money. It's not to pick whatever way people do in this world. Come on, we're all human. That's not our job. Our job is to win souls to the Lord. That's our job. So let's go forth with victory. Just remember, just an encouragement. God's got this. No matter what's happening, no matter what we're seeing, no matter what we're dealing with, no matter what the devil's doing, He's got victory. And we can be above this thing. We can be above whatever this world's going through. All the things that are happening. All the things that get us down. Just remember, this is just a temporary home. Thank you, Lord.